WCBI News at 10 starts now.
Thanks for joining us. Nearly a dozen people are reportedly injured after a shooting at a Grenada nightclub. Multiple sources tell WCBI that Grenada police were called to the SMS Biker Club about 1:30 this morning on the shooting. The Grenada Star reports 11 people were injured in the gunfire. No fatalities have been reported. The injured were sent to hospitals in Grenada, Winona, Greenwood, and Jackson. WCBI has reached out to the Grenada Police Department for comment, but no one was available to release information on the record today. We will continue to follow the story and bring you more information as it becomes available. Aberdeen police are searching for a gunman after a Saturday night shooting. Chief Police Henry Randall says a 35-year-old man was found dead laying on the corner of Chaffee and Gillespie Street. 20-year-old Amari Jordan Johnson is a person of interest in connection to the murder. Johnson fled the scene driving a red Mercedes coupe with an Alabama license plate. Police say do not approach Johnson. He is considered armed and dangerous. If you have any information, call the Aberdeen Police Department. The number is there on your screen.
Showers are continuing for a lot of areas this Sunday evening. You see some lighter showers up near Tupelo now, mainly into West Alabama, but we are starting to dry out from the west. This is the end of the rain, so once the rain stops now, it's going to be done for tonight. However, now that the rain is exiting, cooler air is moving in. We're 45 in Columbus, 42 in Memphis, and once that front comes through, it's going to be even cooler tomorrow morning. 39 for the low under a mostly cloudy sky, and through the day tomorrow, we're going to feel cool. Clouds stick around. Even cooler air is on the way, though. I've got details in just a bit. Stephanie.
State health officials are reporting 1,845 new cases of COVID-19 with 27 deaths. For a second day in a row, Lee County has the highest number of new cases in our area with 79. Lafayette County has 37. Union County has 35. Lowndes County is reporting 31, and Oktibbeha County has 30. Officials presume more than 121,000 people have recovered from the virus. Nowhere is a coronavirus crisis more real now in our nation's heartland. More hospitals are overwhelmed despite months of preparation. CBS's Jesse Mitchell takes us inside.
Topeka's Stormont Vale Hospital just hit a devastating milestone. 100 COVID patients, 100% capacity.
It's 14 staff members are out with COVID.
Nurses like Alyssa Dickey have been preparing for this since March.
I was hopeful it would not get to this point, but here we are.
4 of her family members have tested positive. Now more than 100 of her colleagues are also positive. One floor down, Ardith Griffin is packing her bags for rehab.
So they're going to get me my strength back.
Already battling COPD and MS, she's recovering from COVID and pneumonia.
I'm a fighter. I want to get this over with.
Her son Keith is an administrator here who helped redesign the hospital for the virus. He converted the airflow in COVID rooms and created pop-up pre-op rooms when they ran out of space. COVID patients are now on 4 floors and most of the ICU.
They're upside down to help their oxygen.
Dr. Hassan Taha oversees the ICU.
Unfortunately, many of these patients can't talk. They're on ventilators, they're very sick. Many of them may not live to be here tomorrow.
Some of Dr. Taha's patients, who are NFL fans, regret going to the stadium.
They wish they can go back in time and wouldn't go to that Chiefs game.
He is urging families to have small gatherings during the holidays.
You're stretched so thin right now.
Yep.
What's going to happen in a couple weeks?
So the situation will be much worse. We're going to have patients with no beds. We're going to have patients who are very sick at home because they can't come to the hospital. And we're not talking about imagination. We're talking about right now.
As the nation heads into winter, the hospital staff expect a 20% increase in COVID patients.
I am nervous. I am nervous to see what happens.
It's a feeling shared by many of the staff here who say this hospital is at a breaking point. Jesse Mitchell, CBS News, Topeka, Kansas.
At current rates, roughly 114 Americans test positive for COVID-19 every minute. 65 Americans die from it every hour. Coming up this week on Mom to Mom, Mandy has a nifty chore kit to get your kids helping around the house. We'll have that nifty chore kit right after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back. Mandy has a chore kit to get your kids helping out around the house. And most of the projects needed to build the kits are inexpensive. Take a look.
Today on Mom to Mom, we've got a nifty chore kit to get your kids helping out around the house. Kids do not like doing chores. I mean, that's a given, right? As a parent, we know this. And when they do actually do them, they run around like the Three Stooges trying to find certain things for certain areas. I happened to come across this really cool chore kit idea that I thought would work perfectly for our family. So basically, you want to go to the Dollar Tree, which is what I did, pick up one of these kits right here for $1, and then fill it with things specific to how you want things done. I've got 3 kids, so we chose specific rooms. Like this one is for the kitchen, and then we printed these lists online, which you can find anywhere. I laminated mine just because I like for them to be able to check off each thing that they do with a dry erase marker, and then you kind of fill it with things to clean that room. Now I've got one for the bathroom as well, and one for dusting because I have a 5-year-old and I really don't want him handling any kind of chemicals, so dusting is a perfect little chore for him. These are really inexpensive, super way to get your kids busy and not confused on what they're supposed to do, and it's an all-around way to get your kids helping around the house. As a mom, I absolutely love these chore kits, and we know kids are still not going to love doing those chores, but at least we'll know they'll be more organized doing them. As always, moms, we'd love to hear your ideas, and we'll see you on the next Mom to Mom.
For many of us, thunderstorms can be frightening, and lightning is a big part of that fear. Meteorologist Trevor Burchett explains how and why lightning occurs in storms in this week's Weather Wise.
As we transition into fall and early winter, storm systems become more and more common. These can bring rain, hail, wind, and even lightning. But how does lightning occur? Well, ahead of a storm system, warm, moist air rises up from the surface, supplying the energy that storms need to develop. As the storm grows taller and taller, water droplets in the highest part of the cloud actually freeze into small ice particles and begin to collide with liquid water droplets. This collision of ice pellets and water droplets creates positive and negative electrical charges within the cloud. The stronger the storm, the higher up it goes in the sky, and the more electrical charges it has. Eventually, the charges orient themselves where the positive charges are at the top of the cloud and the negative charges are at the bottom of the cloud, with more positive charges down at the surface. Now, when energy from positive and negative charges meet, we get a flash of lightning in the cloud that doesn't touch the ground. However, the negative charges at the bottom of the cloud can find a positive charge at the surface, which results in a lightning strike that hits the ground. These are the strikes that cause thunder because they're moving so fast they actually break the sound barrier. And remember, if you're outside and you hear thunder, it's time to go inside. If you're close enough to hear thunder, you're close enough to be struck by lightning. Lightning can actually travel 10 miles away from a storm. And remember, if you're curious about how the weather works, send us a question. We'd love to answer it right here for you next week. Until next time, I'm meteorologist Trevor Burchett.
WeatherWise is brought to you by 4-County Electric Power Association. Your WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast with meteorologist Trevor Burchett.
Cold air is beginning to filter into much of our area right now. It's been cold pretty much all day today. That with the rain has just made for kind of a gross day out there for your Sunday. We already down to 43 in Columbus, 43 in Starkville. Notice though up to the north and west, we're 39 in Oxford, and that cooler air continues to filter in overnight tonight. As far as the rainfall amounts go for the last several hours through this morning, we're looking at about 1 inch in Columbus and Starkville, West Point as well, about a ½ inch in Tupelo, a little more than that in Houston. But in general, most spots picked up anywhere from about a ½ inch to 1 inch of rain, if not just a little bit more. And it is still raining in many locations right now. That low pressure system continuing to push off to the north and east. This is the back edge of the rainfall, so once it stops raining where you are, the rain will be done for the night. Places like Starkville, you're dry, you'll be dry for the rest of the night. Columbus, one more little shower to get through and we'll be done as well. Tupelo will also be drying out here over the next several minutes. Though the time lapse from Columbus today shows us it's kind of a ruined day. Just rain all over the place, cloud cover continued, and as I mentioned, it was a chilly rain with temperatures in the 40s and 50s. Through much of the day. Tonight, we're going to be at about 38 for the low tomorrow morning. Breezy winds will continue. Northwesterly winds up to about 25 miles an hour at times. Now, tomorrow will begin mostly cloudy, maybe some peaks of sunshine by the afternoon. cold through the day. Much of the day will only be in the 30s, 38 by 4 p.m., 34 by 7. We do have a chance of some sprinkles in the morning, and with these temperatures, maybe a flurry or two. Don't get your hopes up, though. You're going to be very, very lucky if you see a snowflake. Not everybody will see it, but the chance will be there with those gusty winds continuing through the day tomorrow. And Tuesday morning going to be a cold one for sure. We're going to start off in the low and mid 20s, 25 for the low in Columbus and Tupelo, 23 Tuesday morning in West Point. So remember, time to remember the 4 P's of cold weather. Protect your pipes, cover them up, cover those outdoor spigots if at all possible. Bring your plants inside or at least cover them. Also bring in those furry friends. Cats and dogs need to be brought inside in this cold weather. Also check on your neighbors, your relatives, your friends. Make sure they're doing okay. Make sure they've got that heat cranked up Monday night into Tuesday morning. Let's get you to your AccuWeather 7-day forecast. Again, cold and breezy tomorrow. Temperatures in the 30s for much of the day. Maybe a flurry in the morning. Nothing major though. Tuesday, plenty of sunshine, 48 for the high. Staying in the 40s and 50s for the rest of the week, with showers on Thursday. Looking good by the weekend, though. WCBI News at 10 continues right after this. Stay with us.
Here's WCBI Sports with Chris Bolton.
Hail State Women's Hoops was originally supposed to hit the road this weekend to play in the Basketball Hall of Fame Women's Challenge, but the event was canceled due to COVID-related reasons. However, the Bulldogs were able to pull some strings with in-state foe Jackson State, getting the game scheduled for today, so here we are. The Nikki McCray-Pinson-era tipping golf in the hump, taking on Jackson State. First quarter, Maya Taylor, she hits Rakia Jackson on the wing for a 3-ball. MSU going up 3-0 early. Now, Mississippi State on the break. Taylor showing off the 3-ball. She'll get the pass right back here. Steps into a tray. That's good. She knocks down the 3-ball. Mississippi State goes up 8-4. Then the second quarter, Tigers playing tough. Kashana Luckett pushing the break. She swings it to Alexis Payton. The pull-up J is good. 18-14 MSU. Then Bulldogs freshman Madison Hayes crossover. Check out this pass. Beautiful dime to Jessica Carter. She gets the lay-in. Mississippi State up 25-14. Then Jackson State ball again. Amisha Williams. Bank shot is good. Mississippi State up 10. But the Bulldogs, they start to pull away. Jemiah Mingo Young, she steps into a tray ball right here. That's cash. Then later on, Rakia Jackson, coast to coast, splitting through defenders. And one. Bucket is good. She'll get the foul. Then the Bulldogs in the second half, third quarter, Hayes, she dimes Taylor on the wing. That's another tray ball. Then later on, Taylor, she's pushing on the break. She'll find Sydney Cooks. She's spotted up in the same spot for another 3. Mississippi State is ahead 54-24. Then check out this beautiful pass from Taylor to Aaliyah Matharu. I go by you. Look at that, and one bucket, left-hand finish. Everybody's loving that. Mississippi State, they pull away. They win big in this one, 88-58. The Bulldogs attempted 29 three-pointers today, really stretching JSU's defense. Here's what head coach Nikki McCray had to say about their play style.
People are going to give you shots. You got to knock them down. You know, if they're going to disrespect you, you got to knock them down, and that's part of it. And then it'll open up so much more, you know, for the game. But I don't want our team to be afraid to shoot the ball. I want them to understand time and score, and I want them to be able to hit shots. You know, because when the game's on the line, I don't want them looking over at me. They have to have the confidence to be able to knock down those shots.
It's just the coaches having confidence in me, and one of the conversations I had with Coach McCray was just the responsibility of me knocking down open shots, and that's something that I've been working on with Coach Britt and all of the coaching. So they just made that an emphasis, and that's just something that I've been focusing on this year.
When I'm open, my teammates give me the ball, so I just thank them for that, and them trusting me when I'm open to knock down the shot. And you know, that's just something Coach Nikki always tell me, that I have to bring that game, showcase that side of my game also, to open up the floor or like drive and kick it to my teammates. So.
After the break, Sean Payton and the Saints take a trip to Denver. Do they leave the mountains with the win? Highlights next in sports. Welcome back. NFL football. We have the Titans taking on the Colts. Early on the first quarter, Derrick Henry. They ruled this one a lateral. He got it tossed to him by Tannehill, but he ruled it lateral. He gets a 12-yard touchdown. The Titans going up early. Then Colts Phillip Rivers trying to bounce back. They respond. Look at that dot in the back of the end zone to Trey Burton. That's a touchdown for the Colts. That'll tie the game up at 7 apiece. Then Tannehill, he drops back. He finds, we've seen this before, A.J. Brown. 69 yards later, he finds his way into the end zone. That's a touchdown. The Titans go ahead 14-7. Yeah, turn up on him, A.J. Then later on, Henry, again, 2 yards out. He plows his way into the end zone. Titans going up 21-14. Then again, if you had Henry on your fantasy football team, you were loving every bit of it. Plowing through people, putting on the jukes. He gets another touchdown. Titans go up 28-14. Then Tannehill, he wants to get in on the action too. He keeps it himself, putting the Titans up 35-14. And Tennessee, they roll in this one. They get the win 45-26, taking sole possession of first place in the division. We go to Denver. The Broncos losing all their quarterbacks due to COVID reasons. So here comes Kendall Hinton, a practice squad wide receiver starting, taking on the Saints. Right here, we have a wildcat play. It's actually Philip Lindsay keeping the ball. He gets a 14-yard run and a first down. Then later on, Hinton, he drops back, gets the ball, scrambles, rolls right, and it's incomplete. But, hey, these are the highlights. Let's get some offense going on here. So the Saints got the ball. Taysom Hill, he hits the outside. I have him on my fantasy team. I love to see this. He gets a touchdown, putting the Saints up 7-0. Then again, the Broncos with the ball. Lindsey, he fumbles the snap. It's picked up by Quan Alexander. He nearly finds his way into the end zone, gets tripped up at the 13-yard line. That's all right. Taysom Hill gets the ball again. And again, we've seen this before. Finds his way into the end zone. That is a touchdown. And then right here, Hinton drops back, Saints ahead. He passes, picked off by who else? The Jackrabbit. Janoris Jenkins gets a nice return, and the Saints, they dominate in this one. They get the win 31-3 over the Broncos. That'll do it for sports. We'll have more coming up after the break.
Cold and breezy tomorrow, a few clouds in the morning, staying mostly cool through the week, looking sunny by next weekend.
All right, we are loving those low temperatures. Christmas is on the way, you guys.
It is.
It's arriving.
Anyone have a special Christmas gift?
I think our Christmas gift is going to break right now.
All right, have a good night.